Hi guys, and welcome to another video. And today we have to make something that sells. It gotta be cheap to make. It gotta be cheap to get into production, and it gotta make us a lot of money, because we have lost over $1 billion or credits or in company money. And we are not worth as much at all, which is very bad, because I didn't realize that no one wanted leaded fuel anymore. I think that's what was it. The Montpellier didn't sell, and I needed to facelift every single engine. I didn't really change anything on them. I just changed the fuel from leaded 95, I think it was, to unleaded 91, but now it should be selling. And I mean, we have lost money since pretty much the Mark II here, or something like that. I mean, it's good that we didn't lose any more, because then we would have went bankrupt. But hopefully it should be fine now. But I realized the Montpellier doesn't sell at all. They really hate it. I mean, it has delivered a lot of cars. It doesn't make us any money, and people doesn't seem to like it at all, although they should like it. But they won't like it in a couple of years, so we will make a replacement for that. That I think will be a bit larger, but of course not as large as the Monaco. And I think the Monaco was a family premium, so we'll go ahead and do a family. So yeah, it's the first of 1975, if you didn't see that before. And what we're aiming for is something the size of a Toyota Corolla, so about 2.5 meter, 2.4 meter wheelbase, something like that. We could use that, probably. It's likely that we will. We could also use that, but no, I don't really like that body. We could use this too. That could be very interesting. But I'm not sure if we want to create anything interesting. We want to create something that sells a lot. But we could use that. Or we use this probably. I mean, there are probably a couple other bodies that we could use. I really wanted to make something with this body, but I'm not sure if we will be able to now that it's... so I think we will go ahead and use... where is it? This body. And we have to do a 4-door hatchback. Maybe we could use that, but I don't. That's a little risky. So we do steel monocoque, steel chassis, and the front transverse engine, McPherson strut front, and torsion beam rear, because it's cheap. So let's use the economy replacement right up here. Transverse front wheel drive, manual 4-speed gearbox on this one, and we can put a 5-speed in another one. We will use open differential, radial tires, a hard long life, and I think solid disc in the front, drums in the rear, and I think no under tray, maybe semi-clad under tray. No convertible, of course. The standard interior and the standard 8-track. We go with manual rack and pinion steering and standard 70 safety. We will also go with standard springs, twin tube dampers, and passive sway bars. And people think it's fine. It has quite low comfort, which seems reasonable. Now they like it. but I will go ahead and get all these problems fixed, and I'll see you guys in a minute or two. So yeah guys, that was designing the Bordeaux. I that's why is there 3 vowels in a row? But let's look over that I can't pronounce that at all. And look at the design instead. I think this car turned out fine. It was a bit annoying with the headlights due to this body line in between the hood and the front fascia, or whatever you would call it. But I quite like this, and I spent quite a lot of time on the interior, a bit more than I usually do, and I hope I will continue doing this and don't get lazy like I have been on the other ones. But at least it gets more and more easy as we are getting into the 80s, and then it will get harder and harder again. But I quite like this. I think the rear looks a little weird since it's such a large area in between the rear bumper and where the body ends. So we should probably have put something in between there, but I couldn't really find anything that fit. So we'll just have to try not to look at that. But I think the front looks a bit better, and I spent quite a lot of time on this. But let's have a look at this. It has 88 horsepower, so not a lot. Especially not a lot from a 2-liter, and mediocre economy, but it has 4-gear automatic, which is a first for us. All our previous cars have had 3-speed automatics, and it has 4-door and 5 seats. But let's go ahead and get this car into production. So getting the Bordeaux, how we pronounce it, into production. We could do 27 months, but I think we want to go for at least 3 years. Although we want to get it out quite soon, so I think we will go a bit more automated. And if we go for 3 years, I think we're aiming for about 36 months, which is quite a lot more than this. So we will do a bit more learning and a bit more optimized process, a bit more reliability, and a bit cheaper funding. But we will go with quite a lot more automated tooling and a lot more learning. There we have it, 37 months, and I think this is all good. 36 million, that's not a lot, that's quite cheap actually. So what factory do we put it in? I think we put it into this factory, as the Montpellier will be going out of production when this launches. So the engine factories are horribly overworked, but that's probably because we haven't chosen any cars. Look, now they are not overworked anymore. Do we want? No, I don't think we need that yet. So we'll have a look at. We'll do a lot more automation just because we can. A bit more higher tooling quality. Maybe 47 is quite good. We will up the working quality a little bit also, and I think that's good. And we have a bit of a margin here. So let's go ahead and get this car into BeamNG Drive right after we sign it off, and there we make 66 million profits in the first year. That would be 1979. So that's great for us, and 1 billion in the third year, I think. That's really good. We really need that right now, as we lost so much money. 36. Do we even take? Yeah, we take out a loan. That's quite expensive. Let's do 37 months. We'll paid it off when it goes into production. But I see you guys over in BeamNG Drive. So here we are in BeamNG Drive, ready to test out. I think I call this one the Lormont, or however you pronounce it. I think I've not once not said that after saying the name of a model or a trim. So let's pop it in the first and get going. Now we have quite a nice hood camera, but I think I will use this one for a short while. Now I'm not sure how we get out of here. I think maybe we go through here if we fit. I think we fit, but just barely. Yep. We made it. So let's get out on the road. I'm not sure if I have tested the car on Jungle Rock yet. So maybe this is the first. But I quite like this map, although I don't play it as much as I used to. Probably because I played it too much. Oh, it only has a 4-speed. Thought it had a 5-speed, but maybe not. Oh wait, yeah, that was the car I made off camera that had 5-speed. I keep forgetting which one it is. It has which parts. But let's turn up here. Let's probably go into third, as we barely could make it up the hill. Let's now go into fourth. Does it work? No. Why does it hate fourth so much? Does it have no power below 2000 RPM? Do we have to rev it high? Or to 4000, which still isn't that high. But let's try to keep going around here and not crash. Although we are not really driving it on the limit, I say as I crash. I think it drives quite nicely, although we haven't driven it enough to see how nice it drives. I think we'll keep going for a little more before we turn over. Maybe try see if we can get some sound out of it, although it has just 66 horsepower. That's not great, but I think we will change into the more premium version, which I forget what it's named. So I'll see you guys in that car. So here we are with the Bassens, I'm pretty sure I called it, which both Bassens and Lormont is parts of Bordeaux, if I'm not mistaken. I got that from looking at Google Maps. So I hope it is correct. Otherwise it would be quite weird. So hopefully it is. Right off the bat I'm noticing it is quite a lot faster even with that automatic gearbox. Or maybe it's an automatic transmission. I'm not sure about the difference. But those 88 horsepower to the 60 something we had before is definitely an upgrade. I think we got to brake a little bit for this corner, although not so much. But it drives quite a lot better than the other one. The other one was a little bit weird, although still quite good. Oh. Ooh. Yes, we didn't crash at least. I wish I could drive this with traffic on while recording. That would be a lot more fun. Although the AI traffic drives way too slow. Like it would be an 80 road and they will be going like 50. That's in kilometers an hour. We're going downhill now, on the other side of the mountain or hill, whatever you would call it. Not sure if it's big enough to be a mountain. But we're going down now. I wonder what the 0 to 60 is. I didn't look at that. But I'm sure you can find it somewhere in the video. I think it is quite nicely. Ooh, I say as I almost crash. But again, I think I've already talked about this, but the new tires will sound so much better than before. Just listen to that. So I'm not sure for how long we will drive this. Let's maybe drive a bit slower. Let's cruise a bit. I say as I go too fast in the corner and rob the guardrail. I'm not sure why I have my left foot on the clutch, as there isn't a manual clutch in this car, so I could just have it on the floor as well. But I think this one also is the better looking of the two, although they are of course very similar. Just a little trim piece on the side, that is the difference. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the manual stick to automatic. I'll have to do that in the facelift, but we crash and we die. No, we do not, but almost. But I think that's quite a good place to end the video. So, wait, why can't you? There we go, reverse. So I will end it while I'm driving. Now I really like this car, although I don't think I'd want one in real life. Maybe it was, if it was absolutely shit, I would want one, just because of how shit it is. Because now it's just kinda boring. But I still like this a lot, and I think it will sell quite well, because both the pricing and the pricing they really liked. I think it was on about 150%, so that's great. And I think that the desirability was also at about 160% or something. So that's great, and I think it will sell, because right now I think we had about 150 billion or something. No, not 150, 1.5 billion, which is not a lot, and we were still losing quite a lot. So I think we'll need this to not go bankrupt. But anyway guys, that's been it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I certainly did making it, and I hope I'll see you next time. But until then, bye.